Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. It is time for Friday night in the Homestead. I hope you're all ready for this because is what vegetables can you grow without lights, without sunlight? And I hope everybody's doing good. And let's go over here and make sure I got everybody. The comments here. Well, we got 13 watching here, what it says so far. So first one in was Walt Rogers, then Phelan Clan Wolf, then Tammy Harder, Sue Me, Susan Galley, Chef Tech, Geeky Gardens. It's the Marshmallow Man, and Diana Two's here now. All right. Oh, we got 14 watching now. Welcome. And just a reminder, guys, just go ahead and hit the thumbs up now. Helps me out with the analytics. And the more people that hit it, then sometimes the analytics go, oh, maybe we ought to send it out to everybody. Ow. I started feeling good, and about 3 hours ago, I started coughing again. Yes, I really ought to buy stock in Halls the way I choke these things down to get rid of this cough. And Kaylin's here. Okay, so for tonight is a dual fold topic about what vegetables can you grow without sunlight. I was checking, and it's been like 3 years since I covered this over on Gray Man Prepping. I think it was Gray Man Prepping. It was not. No, it was before I resurrected Gray Man. So it was here. So it's 3.5 years ago when I was doing Tactical Tuesday here on Camppatton. Before I tried to break prepping and gardening, homesteading apart a little bit. Sprouts and other garden clubs here too. All right, so when I'm talking about this being twofold, you got outdoors and you got indoors. And then, we're going to wintertime, so there's going to be a lot more indoor growing for most of the country than there is going to be outdoor growing. Of course, unless you're in the very southern portion where you still have decent winter weather that still grows, and you're not getting everything frozen like a popsicle stick, or as Tony Stark would say, a capsicle. Okay, I'm doing a remark there. CR's here. Woohoo! So I got a bunch of information here for you, and we'll get into that. But something happened today that I think is so cool. And then it happened again when this kicked off and the first ad popped up. I was going through a bunch of reels trying to find information and stuff. So every now and then when the doctors pop up on the reels, it's really cool. So I usually get some good information from the doctors. So or Hawaii, Kaylin, yeah, you're right. An ad popped up. Because now they're putting ads in as reels. So you're watching some interesting reels. All of a sudden, wait a minute, it's an ad. This and then that same, and then a question popped up over here. Which of these movies would you want to go see, in the theater? And then you had 4 choices. The fourth one was this movie. I don't know how many of you really enjoy some of the animated movies and stuff out there, but we've always liked the good ones. We've always liked Disney animated movies. Always, Aristocrats, 101 Dalmatians. Anyways, this popped up. I'm on the feed, and I'm looking. I go, whoa, wait a minute! This is live action. They're remaking How to Train Your Dragon live action. And what they're showing is like, dang, this is almost identical to the scenes like when Hiccup first was captured Toothless, and he said, "I can kill a dragon. I can kill a dragon. I can't kill a dragon." But when he frees him, he gets down the thing, and he goes up to meet him, and he put my hand in right, and he puts his hand out on it, and he turns his head away, and it looks almost identical. I mean, they did. Found out the same director that did the 3 animated is directing the live action. The actor that voiced Stoic is playing Stoic. And I froze. So it's coming out June 13th next year. They just wrapped the shooting. And so they're doing all the editing and everything and doing all the special effects add-ins, because Toothless is like from Avatar is computer generated, but it is so good. All right. I don't know. I don't know on that one. I have seen some ads for some healthy grass-fed beef. Yeah, and saying that the grass they're growing them on has no glyphosate on it. All right, so let's get to this. Supposed to be a high of 26 degrees Fahrenheit on Thanksgiving. I'd have to run the thing on it, but it's supposed to be snowing on Thanksgiving here. All righty, so let's switch over here. Boom. And so if you have a shady spot or space on your balcony, or you can use it. Yeah, you can utilize it by growing vegetables and herbs there. There are certain ones that you can grow outside. Sorry. Actually, the ads I saw was shipped directly from the grower on the meat. These are the cattle industry now is shipping direct now to people. They're cutting out the big commercial butcher factories. All right. Yeah. So look for shady spots. You can have trees. I got that on there next. Trees. I got a picture. Yeah, you got a bunch of trees shading the area back there. You can grow a bunch of stuff back there. And it's showing darker than it does on over here. But let me get some water. Yeah. So yeah, there's but if you had shade stuff, trees, depending on what you want to grow there. If you have evergreen trees, pines, spruces, firs, you can grow under those. Or to go, everything just jumped a bunch. There it is. Or Kalen's north-facing deck. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what vegetables can grow without sunlight? Leafy vegetables to grow well in the shade are arugula, kale, lettuce, mustard green, sorrel, spinach, and Swiss chard. Unfortunately, these are also ones that have some lectins in the I can't think of the word right now. But basically, begins with a C, and it's a little crystalline stuff that really can tear up your gut. Another cool plant that tolerates, even thrives in the shade, is Brussels sprouts. Hey, little lone prepper, how's it going? Root vegetables, and which is interesting, since root vegetables grow beneath the soil, doesn't require much sunlight. Examples of root vegetables to grow without sunlight are carrots, radishes, potatoes, beets, and ginger. And one that I didn't put on there is, I may have it later on, is sunchoke, aka the Jerusalem artichoke. And if How is here, he'd be talking that one up a bunch. But yeah. Now, grows. Now, depending on what you have to grow in, if you have like 15-gallon barrels or 30-gallon barrels, or even 55-gallon barrels, you cut them in half, you can probably grow the potatoes and the carrots and the radishes and beets and gingers indoors. And I forgot how to pronounce this word. And Cheryl Kaiser's here. And so Biden mushrooms are the worst. I'm hoping that you're being a funny one there, Tammy. All right, so these I can't pronounce the word. Anyways, vegetables grow without much sunlight. It is the same reason they grow in winters, and this is when they are considered as healthy. Always grow whatever type of vegetables these are. I want to try that word, in deep pots. Don't clutter them. And same thing with some of the other ones. Don't clutter them, because you don't want them to stunt their own growth because you got too many of them growing in the pot. So cabbage and cauliflower are these type of ones there. All right, here we go into all right, other plants that grow very well in shady area. Mint. Mint grows like a weed. Fenugreek. It's from South Asia, but they've been importing it. It can be used in salads, soups, and other recipes. Malabar spinach is a climbing spinach that grows in the tropics. Not too good during the winter time, but if you're growing indoors, it's not going to as cold as it is outside, so it might do okay. Let's see, bok choy. Yeah, it's also one you can grow it in the spring and the fall, but once the snow hits, I ain't gonna like it too much. Chameleon plant is one that grows in shade and stuff, and white asparagus. Oh, wrong way. Okay, it was going the right way. Okay. I forgot I had some of these going different ways. All right, some herbs that can be grown in shade are dill, garlic, cuckoo flower, cilantro, tarragon, chives, celery, parsley. And don't forget the humble mushroom, which is what certain people, demon rats, and other professional politicians and big business Scrooges think the rest of the people of the United States are. They think we're mushrooms, that they can keep us in the dark and feed us bullshit. All right. Yeah. I'm just looking at some things here on the comments, see if there's something that pops up that I need to talk about there. But there are kits out there, and the Homestead channel, she was growing, got a kit and was growing in her little itty bitty apartment. Had more mushrooms coming out. I think she knew what to do with. No, CR, I am not a fun guy tonight. In fact, I am never a fun guy. That's my wife. She likes to have mushrooms on her pizza. I don't eat mushrooms because you are what you eat, and I don't want to be toe fungus. There are all sorts of different kits and stuff, ways to grow mushrooms. You can also, people sell these kits online with got like a log or whatever, and they pre-drilled and they put spores in it already and they ship it to you. Yeah, so just make sure that the soil you're using, whether indoors or out, is properly prepared for what you're going to be planting. If you're starting new for indoor plants, probably one of the best things you can do is you want to use an old pot, dump the soil out, remix it with more stuff to it, nutrients and stuff, and then put it back in there. It'll still retain some of the, I'm going to forget to screw the word up again, the mycelium or whatever it is, a little bit in there, and it'll have a little bit more soil health on it. Planning ahead, you might, if you're going to be mixing manure into the soil, mix it in well in advance where it can start breaking down. Avoid overwatering indoor plants because, you overwater indoor plants, where's the extra water go? On your floor. And overwatering plus no sunlight can cause diseases to grow in the plant. Keep the pots moist for vegetables to grow without sunlight, not soaking wet. Or you can do what a bunch of people are doing now. And that's go ahead and drop that. I just picked up a one. I still haven't unboxed it yet. Still got to do the unboxing and set it up. I'll do a video either later this weekend or the first of next week on my arrow garden. We'll see how that works. But yeah, there are some really cool ones, and there's some great plants for making some big homegrown ones. Plus, you can do hydroponics indoors during the winter time as well. Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Let's see what else we got here. And if you're growing indoors, there are different types of lights. You can get the if you want to keep it cheaper, you can get like the balanced spectrum, full spectrum, whatever, different type ones for that you screw in. Heck, you can still even get the old-fashioned incandescent grow lights as well, if you got the money to pay the electrical bill. Yeah, these babies ones that put out the heat and the light.
Yeah, some of the incandescent ones were actually better than some of the fluorescent ones, but some of the new ones with the there's a whole lot of formula involved on the indoor grow lights, and I forget the numbers. M.I. Gardner did a huge thing on that about 6 months ago, and it was great. Learned a lot.
Yeah. And the LED bar lights like this, you can get LED bar lights that are set up for the different spectrums on it. And what's nice on it, and they actually, the ones I've been getting actually talk about how far to put it away from the plants as they grow. And M.I. Gardner talked about that as well.
Yeah, it's like a heat rating or something. It's not actual heat, but it's some. There's another rating on there, not lumens, but there's a rating there that it helps a lot. And some of these grow lights that, they claim these are the best ones out there at Lowe's and Home Depot. No, they're not, because of the amount of LEDs, the type of light that comes off. And I forget hey, Lewis, it's like a heat rating or something. I forget what it is, but that M.I. Gardner show, I watched that like 4 times.
Yeah,
to make sure I got the right ones, and they were not cheap for my grow lights.
Yeah, but besides the bar ones you can get, and what I like about these bar ones, depending on what I'm trying to grow, I can add if it requires more grow light throws, I can add another bar in between them to give it more if I need to.
So I use the rack shelves. I can raise the lights up. I can raise the whole shelf up, which I'll be doing this winter, not in February.
Yeah.
But once I get stuff growing, I'm gonna just keep raising the shelf unit up above the previous one, so things can grow tall and not get jammed into the lights and go cockeyed and look weird.
Yeah, one of the things that with mine I learned using the wire racks was, all right, just put the wire racks up 50% higher than what you thought you were going to, and just get longer chains. That way you can lower it down to the little seed startings, and you just shorten the chain a little bit. You'll hook it up a little bit higher and just raise it up as the plants grow, and you don't have to try to change the wire rack height on it, which sometimes can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's what I do. I got mine on they're fluorescent light bulbs, but they're the ones for growing. And I got like metal fencing, like the electric fencing, because it's nice and stiff, right? And I got them hung up on a couple of 2x4s, and as the plants grow, they go up.
All right, Cheryl. We'll see you later.
That's my sister. Bye, Cheryl.
But I also got some silver stuff for that light to reflect back in on the plants too.
I'm sorry, I just read Lolo and Prepper's comment here. I'm watching on my phone and my blind self saw Gil's cursor jumping around. I thought a bug was on my phone. Sorry about that.
That's funny. Hey, I just gotta point this out real quick. This has been going on for a bit. So Kalen Strain, just to be clear, when you're watching a video, you're not actually on the video. So any noise in your background
making fun.
Is not your fault.
Yeah, she makes fun of that, just to keep things light.
I know it's echo background from our speakers and stuff.
All right. This thing here shows how to figure out stuff for light, direct light, indirect lighting, and shows on the floor light coming through doorways and windows and stuff. Bright indirect, medium indirect, low light, medium light on the walls, bright direct on the walls, and direct light on the floor. So things to consider if you're growing indoors. If you got, especially in the wintertime, you're going to want to have find your south-facing walls and windows and put your shelves near those. But there are things to consider outside that window too, is trees. Come on, there we go. There you got some direct and indirect lighting coming through this window. Plants that need the direct lighting get put closer. The ones that really don't need much light get put farther back. And there's some, I count 2, 3, 4. Count at least 10 different plants there just in that. And one of the things people do for outdoors, so for you guys to consider in the springtime, like they'll have, like this one here has an arbor up and they got shade cloth on top of the arbor. And if they got bigger trees here and then tree plants in the foreground here that are in pretty much shade all the time. Other ones they have plants growing all over inside the house. It kind of looks like Howie's house.
That's a kitchen I like.
just a few plants up there.
That's what my front room looks like.
Yeah, that's what one of our rooms are going to look like when my wife tries to bring all the cacti and other delicious plants from her California garden when she moves up here. All right, so plants to look into: arugula, also called rocket, kale, lettuce, mustard greens, sorrel, spinach, Swiss chard, Brussels sprouts, dill, garlic, cuckoo flower, cilantro, and I froze, chives, celery, parsley, cabbage, cauliflower, carrots, radishes, potatoes, beets, ginger, mint, fenugreek, Malabar spinach, bok choy, the chameleon plant, and mushrooms. And I think, yeah, that was the information I had there. Of course, it goes a lot slower to going through the slides when you got Howie and Joe, Garden State Gardener.
That word you were looking to pronounce before was cruciferous.
Yes. Okay. The last time I did this, I actually put it in and how to pronounce it, and I forgot to do it this time.
I'm like typing it in whatever, like they do in a dictionary, and you didn't see it. I'm like, all right, he'll put it up sooner or later. I can just go in there and say cruciferous.
Yeah. Cruciferous.
Now, I'll be growing lots of herbs in my window stuff and my grow lights this January. Probably next month I'll start doing more.
Yeah, there's so yeah, I have a feeling that I was thinking about it earlier today, and I'm figuring, no, if the grandkids are coming over more and more, I'm not going to try to do a hydroponic coat, in the house this year. I've been thinking about it before, and I don't think I'm going to do it. It would have worked great the year I had like 55 gallons of manure tea sitting out there in barrels and stuff, but I used that up.
Manure tea. Hey, Lewis, hit your mute button. We're getting feedback. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Growing. Okay, dragon tongue beans is one I didn't know about. Cool. I hadn't heard about it before when I was doing the research for this several years back. But yeah, I was, and that's the thing is if you take the time and just start and first Google plants, shade vegetable plants and plants that do well without direct sunlight. Then Google plants that do well in heavy shaded areas, and each one will give you a couple different plants. So,
hey, I bought so many seeds this past season, did not plant them, but I would love to see if green beans will grow indoors over the winter. I just don't know if they're self-pollinating or I have to run around with a Q-tip and pollinate them.
One of the things I found out growing stuff indoors here is if you get one of those multi-speed little 7-inch fans, the Amazon basic ones are great because you can tilt it so it blows straight up. Oh. And you put it on low and you put it down below your plants, it kind of fluffs all the plants and stuff, and their pollen just kind of goes. And you put it on like a timer, so it's on for 15 minutes. It turns off. It gets everything fluffing, then it turns off, and everything gets pollinated.
Well, I know if you you need a fan when you're starting your vegetables in like February or March and inside. If you turn a fan on and make the stems wobble back and forth a little bit, they stiffen up and don't get as leggy. Yeah, that I learned, which is great. As I said, I have pepper plants inside right now that are about 3 feet tall. I started in February. They never made it outside because I had so many plants out there. So I left them in pots. Some of them got stressed out real bad, but then I put them in bigger pots and now they're growing. So they're inside. And some of them I have poblanos, and I got 2 poblano peppers growing on one. They never made it to the garden. They were living in little tiny peat pots for like 6 months. Those poor stressed out babies, and I stuck them in a big cottage cheese container, drilled some holes in the bottom, and now they're growing big. I'm like, wow. So, and I'm trying to winter over my other pepper plants outside. I just cut the stems, everything off, and we'll see what happens. If they come back, great. They'll be like pepper trees. I'm looking forward to that.
So there's a lot of options here for things for you to choose from and experiment with. And if you're not sure, experiment. What's the worst that could go wrong? Ooh, this plant died. Okay, why did it die? Oh, I wasn't watering enough, or I watered it too much. And you make sure you keep a journal on your stuff and write it down. Okay, this is a failure. This is why it failed. And that way you can the next year find something else. In other words, or this one did absolutely great. I didn't think it was going to work, but it worked great, blah, 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 and I got so much stuff from it. Yes, and that is something else. That's another problem altogether. And I am going to I'm going to share something here. I hadn't thought about doing that before, so I'm going to put it over here. Okay, orders. Anything come up on that? Yeah, there we go. Oh. Yes. The fruit fly sticky traps works for gnats, fly fruit fly gnat killer traps. The sticky traps, they work great. And you stick the bottom triangle portion, you stick it down into the ground. And the gnats, when they come out of the soil, they're, ooh, bright yellow. Ah, the light. I'm going into the light. And I go through a lot of these when I'm doing stuff indoors because they just fill up with gnats. If I put them out early enough, I get the gnats on there, and all of a sudden I don't need to put any more because all the gnats are dead. until I take the soil outside, and then the soil gets infested again.
So question.
Mhm.
Where do the gnat larvae come from? I'm just going to guess the potting soil you bought.
Well,
Because they don't spontaneously generate out of the ether.
no. What happens is if you're buying potting soil, that potting soil is not made indoors.
Right.
It's outdoors. And it's out there and they, the good company sits out there for 18 months. And so
what can I do to the potting soil? Like if I buy potting soil that I want to use indoors, would it be beneficial to put it in like a very thin, wide tray, let it dry out completely, and then add some water back to it to rehydrate it?
Because it's like tadpoles and certain frogs. Once they get laid, it dries out. But as soon as the water comes, guess what happens?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But what you can do...
I'll throw it in a microwave and kill it. No, I'm just kidding.
Close. What you can do if you have an outdoor oven or a barbecue that will have a temperature thing, you set it down real low, put it down real low, and you just heat the soil up to about 160 degrees.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Diana says some people just pour hot water through the soil.
Yeah, you don't want to kill the good nutrition in there. You just want to kill the larva or the eggs or whatever's in there for things you don't want.
Yeah. And so Good evening, Morning Light.
Hello.
And so there is a so if you're growing stuff in your house, you grow, there's a lot of vegetables you can grow. I mean, Howie even has a lemon tree indoors.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that I've done,
I even got a lemon tree in my house.
Mm-hmm.
You ever got lemons on it?
Not yet. I planted it like 3 or 4 years ago, so I'm not expecting lemons right now. But it is growing as it's getting bigger.
Oh, good. Well, put that on one of your videos so we can watch it happen. As soon as you get flowers, love to see that. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm figuring like 5-6 years, right? And that's if I'm lucky enough to get those things, right? Because you can grow stuff and treat it like you're supposed to, but does it produce? Who knows?
Did you start it from just a lemon seed?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Wow. This is on sale. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I have a bunch of these type grow lights, 4-foot ones. Last year I was, instead of hanging them horizontally like that around the tomato plant, I turned it on in and I hung 4 of them vertically, across from each other, so the light was coming from all directions for my tomato plant. So if the staff sergeant wants to, she has a ultra dwarf lemon there that is still ultra. Actually, it's an ultra dwarf because it's been in the ground for 8 years, and it's still only 4 feet tall. So it may get dug up and brought up here with her.
That's definitely looking to be an indoor plant.
Yeah, but then we'll just, I'll get one of the big 55-gallon barrels cut in half. We'll put it in that and bring that in the house and that's how we'll have it. But we'll put the hang the lights up around it so it's growing there, and we keep an eye on it and stuff. But I'd like to get an ultra dwarf orange as well. But something for you. So it shows the different applications. You can do it along the walls. You can do it above on shelf units like that. And there's your measurements, distance from plants and stuff. Guys, it gives you the information on it. And this is the high PPFD. And there's your grow light spectrum stuff on it. And it talks about there's your inches from plants and inches apart on your lights, how far apart the light should be. So, yeah, it's not going to show the other one. It's not. There it goes. So, shows how everything connects up on it. But usually, the cheapest I've been able to get these has been $89. Now it's $79. Well, it's one of the few things that haven't gone up in price. Actually, it's gone down a couple times. So, and you can get them in 4 foot, 3 foot, or 2 foot lengths. And so, what I'm going to do here, if anybody's interested, there is the link to this page. Oh, this is a Black Friday deal going on right now. So you get 4 of the, not 4, no, it's a 4, no, it should be 6, right? Yeah, 6 of the lights. So you're getting six 4-foot lights. So anyways, I'd share that one with you.
Were those LED or fluorescent?
LED.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're getting pricey at like Lowe's and Home Depot now. Yeah. Everybody's starting to grow stuff indoors to start, and because I don't know, maybe people are starting to think about growing your own food.
Yeah, I do a lot of tomato starts, pepper starts, a special plant start. What else do I might start? Whatever else might need an early start that I feel like planting.
Howie's there.
What's up, Howie?
Howie.
But yeah, you remember when you're inside the house, you got to really think outside the box. All right. Yeah, so there are, I gave you a list of all those different possibilities. There is more out there. Trust me, there's a lot more that I didn't put in here. I just want to give you a taste for, I need to go and make you go, I need to go look for my own stuff and find other things that will work for you. The carrots. There are carrots that are about the size of my little finger. That's all the bigger they grow. These are not the baby carrots you buy in the store. And if you got one of those 27-gallon totes, the yellow top, black sides, and you have that in there, and you plant those in there, well, they're going to have the carrot, but it still has this little long root that goes off of it, and you're going to get a bunch of little carrots, especially if you got kids or grandkids around, and they'll be over there, and you can pull out a carrot for them. You can do radishes in those. You can do beets. You can grow potatoes in those. I've seen several videos where people have grown potatoes in there. And here's the thing, folks, when it comes to potatoes. you don't have to grow the big Yukon Gold potatoes. You can get the little, grow the baby reds. Those things are delicious.
Yeah, baby reds, fingerlings, and there's still the debate is still out there about, you plant your potato and as it grows, you keep adding dirt around it and add dirt and it grows more potatoes. No, they don't. They really don't. You can mound them all day long. You're not going to get any more potatoes. They start growing where they're going to grow down by the seed potato, and so that whole
thing you really want to add to it that my wife has found out. She that was just straw.
Yeah, straw. Just take the sun off it. Yep.
They'll push out of the soil. You want to protect it from the sun, so you just sprinkle some straw on it to protect it from the sun.
And if they pop out of the soil, go ahead, Lewis.
Apparently, if the sun hits them and they start going green, they become poisonous.
Hey, they're a nightshade.
Yeah. And here's the thing. This has happened to me. They pushed out of the soil, and I saw them. I saw the potatoes. They're green. I threw some dirt on top of them. Within like a couple weeks, they're not green anymore because they're not growing the chlorophyll.
Yeah.
And they're not doing their thing. So they just go back to potatoes again. And you know what? How many of us have in the past have opened up a bag of potato chips from whoever, and one of those potato chips had a little bit of a green color to it, and we ate it anyway. We didn't die.
Yeah.
And it doesn't taste funny. It's just
all right. Jack said that. Let's put Jack's comment up here. Okay. He grew he tried growing potatoes in a tower. They produce, but are better off in a bed.
Yep. Every time. Yeah, mound it up. But you don't need to sit there and keep mounding more and more and more dirt and all these 5-gallon potato people. Oh, you're going to get more potatoes, and then they dump them out. No, they didn't. They really didn't get any more potatoes. If you look at the stem, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Like I grow my potatoes in those Rubbermaid containers and tires, and they turn out they turn out better that way. Like I've always gotten. It depends on how early I pull the first two. I'll get some smaller ones, but when I wait for them to fully die, I'm getting big ones, like the size of my fist or bigger.
Yep.
All right. I got a question for Howie. Howie, have you tried growing sunchokes indoors in pots? And he does point out something about this. So a green potato is an astringent, which means you cannot absorb nutrients. Yeah. And no, you cannot. He has not tried growing sunchokes indoors.
Come on, Howie. Grow in a cave, man. What else? Howie, what can we grow in a cave with no sunlight? Besides
Democrats.
No, those are grown in the basement.
Oh,
he's probably laughing right now. Here we go.
Yeah, he has hundreds of pounds of chokes growing out around some of his trees and stuff. His area set up for them, but you
can grow them, but you can't store them. Once you pull them, you got to eat them because they don't store at all. Howie's talked about that on a couple of his videos too.
All right, so here he says mushroom sprouts endives.
Yeah, sprouts. We said that earlier, and you laughed. Grow your sprouts in the jar. You put the seeds in there, shake your jar up, a little bit of fresh water, rinse it out every day, keep it in the dark.
Kaylin says you can grow bats in the cave.
Yeah.
Oh.
But is there a robin there to join him? Okay, that was a Batman Robin joke. Anyway,
I was going to say, or a Darkwing.
Yeah, Darkwing.
Or Nightwing. Darkwing. Sorry, Darkwing is Darkwing Duck. Okay.
But your name better be Alfred if you're gonna grow it anyway.
So next Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Thursday. Today's only Friday. So what's on
Next
Saturday,
Thursday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah. So in honor of that, I'm showing you something I found today on Facebook. All right. So speaking of things coming up here, Monday on today's Friday. Tomorrow on Saturday on Gray Man Prepping, the topic is supply chain and customs and tariffs. Basically, I've received a couple emails on this about what's going to go up in price, what's going to suddenly be, can't find it anymore. So until I start making it back here in the United States. So we're talking about that stuff. Monday here on Camppatton Found the Compound is canning leftovers. Tactical Tuesday is take stock of your stock. Thursday is Thanksgiving. It's probably going to be a real short one unless a bunch of people show up. They're all tired and getting too much. I just forgot it. That turkey has in it. Trypto, whatever the heck it is. Which, believe it or not, a lettuce salad will give you twice as much as a quarter pound of turkey will. Anyways, and next Friday is garden items to salvage first in Milwaukee. Yeah. Hey, Took Baby. Yeah. Yeah. You look at the chemical and find out what plants or what foods have the most of it. Lettuce has more than turkey.
If you boil it down and you can it and drink the water, it still has it.
But turkey
in
or
case
lettuce?
If you got you can't sleep. Lettuce.
Ugh, lettuce water. That sounds nasty.
Yeah, well, when you're not when you're in an SHTF thing, right? And you can't get any sleeping stuff, right?
Yep. Yeah, good way to make your own night juice. Or chicory. Okay. All right, everyone. So hope I piqued your interest about growing stuff indoors or in the shade this spring, different plants to try growing. And maybe you may have realized that's a shade plant. I shouldn't have planted it in direct sunlight. Yeah, people make that mistake. My mom did. The first year she planted lettuce. Second year she had it in the shade under the trees. All right, everyone. We'll see you later. So think gardening, all right?
Have a good night.
Have a good night.